Hey there, this is Edgar Winter, and we are finding the blues. Funny is that after 30 years of performing, I've seen numerous clips of myself, but I've never gotten to see a full-length 90-minute show. And now I have the DVD, CD, Edgar Winter Live at the Galaxy. And I'm just thrilled to have something out there that really represents my current live show. I love the band, and there's a great synergy. I should mention the guys that are in the group. My drummer is Chris Frazier, a powerhouse drummer. Chris played with Steve Vai, and he does a lot of movie work. He was on the Tom Hanks movie, That Thing You Do. Does a lot of sessions. My bass player is Mark Meadows, who is a funk machine on the bass, a fantastic soloist as well. And he played with Johnny Guitar Watson, one of my favorites. And he was the musical director for Meredith Brooks, very talented guy. My guitarist is Doug Rappaport. He's the youngest guy. He's a new kid on the block. And I'm noted as having played with a lot of great guitar players. Of course, my brother Johnny Winter, Rick Derringer, Ronnie Montrose, a host of great guitarists. For all you guitar aficionados out there, you're gonna love Doug. He's got great blues roots and very inventive, ingenious kind of player. Very unique style, and he's just. Getting to watch the thing, I really got a kick out of it, and especially the interaction with the band. And I like it's got a sort of a casual vibe and attitude about it. We decided to record it at the Galaxy because we didn't want to encounter a lot of difficulties with the venue. It was a place that I had played before. Eddie Money shot a video there, so I knew that it would work, and we just tried to keep it light and just try to capture what we do. We just really love to play, and we have a great time, and I think that really comes across on the video.
Now, looking at the set list, of course, you got to play all those hits, and some of those hits, they're very. It's obvious that the blues has always been part of what you've done all these decades. I mean, and it's very evident in stuff like "Turn On Your Love Light" and "Tobacco Road" and so on.
Yes.
Do you remember the first time you discovered the blues, heard the blues?
I should mention that although I'm thought of as a rocker, probably because of the keyboard image, where they only come out at night, I was the first guy to get the idea of putting a strap on a keyboard, playing it like a guitar. And that being such a strong image really was in the public mind. But I love jazz and classical, and part of what my career has been about is trying to broaden musical horizons and trying to expose people to a wide variety of music. And to break down some of what I consider the senseless musical prejudices. I don't see why people who appreciate classical can enjoy rock. The same holding true with country and jazz. Then you got a player like Bruce Hornsby, who's a fluid jazz player, but his music retains that simplicity of country. But if there's one common thread that runs throughout all my music, it is the blues. And blues and jazz are the uniquely American contributions to music. And if you go around the world, you soon realize that there's so much more of a sensibility and a respect for blues and jazz pretty much everywhere throughout the world. More so, than there is in America. And I suppose because we were born with it and have grown up with it, we have a tendency, to take it for granted. But a perfect example of that is in the mid-'80s when I was in Moscow, when Gorbachev was in power. Their knowledge of blues, it was so amazing. Like they considered blues like the music of the proletariat, the music of the working people. And we'd go out to clubs like in Russia, and there's a guy that doesn't speak a word of English. He's saying, "Gotta me running, and gotta me hiding," doing like a Jimmy Reed song. It was just very, very cool. So what I've tried to do with my music is to bring about an awareness of that. And when I decided to record Winter Blues, I had written a song for the movie Wag the Dog with Robert De Niro and Dustin Hoffman. And Willie Nelson and Pop Staples sang the song in the movie. And it's a really gut bucket, back in the alley, Delta blues, similar to the stuff that my brother Johnny does. And it made me realize, I've never really done a blues project. So rather than just getting a traditional list of blues songs, my approach was to try to display like the variety of styles that exist within blues. And I know that there are blues purists that that would object, and I have a deep love and abiding respect for blues in its pure form. And I think that Good Old Shoe is a really good example of that on that album. But what I don't like is the fact that people have a tendency to think of blues as something that's old and something that's already happened and done and over with. And what I was trying to demonstrate was the profound effect that blues continues to have on every form of popular music that exists today, certainly in America. So, I'm a blues man at heart, and I love the blues and have done everything that I could throughout my career. Certainly, my brother Johnny has been one of the greatest living exponents of that, of the authentic slide guitar style. It's really becoming a dying art, and I love the blues. But are you asking in relation to blues specifically?
Yeah, I'm just wondering if there are some clubs that you would say, now if you're going to go, when you're in this town, you got to go to this club.
You got to go to
this
that
is the
club.
Place. I'm just wondering if there are any places like that.
The ones that I remember, the ones that I grew up playing in, and most of them aren't around anymore. There was a club called the Big Oaks that was built around this huge oak tree that went up like through the floor, and all the R&B bands played there. There was a club called the Raven that was the black club. We grew up in Beaumont, Texas, and that's where you would go to see. That's where you'd go to see Ray Charles and Bobby Bland, Lou Junior Parker, and Al T&T Braggs, and I went to all of those shows, and there was one unforgettable evening when I was there. B.B. King was playing, and he had heard that there was this blues guitarist named Johnny Winter who could play the blues, and he invited Johnny up, to sit in, and he was such a gentleman. In the course of the break, he came over. We were the only white people in the club. He came over and sat at our table, and I know that it meant a lot to Johnny to get that kind of encouragement. He was probably, I must have been 13, so he was maybe 16. And, you know, to have BB invite him up and then, you know, show him that kind of encouragement and friendship was really a great thing. As far as the current clubs, I'm mostly doing outdoor festivals, and like there aren't that many clubs that I'm aware of.
Did you sit? Good girl. Speak, come on. Good girl. Good girl.